Hello there, welcome back to the channel. And sorry for the delay, but we got some funky issues to deal with regarding the internet access. But we fixed them right away, and now we're coming to you live from the depths of the internet. Is indeed the case, Diego Bergamini, the Estonian Rave, and Icarus said from Tonton Beautiful?
It is indeed. Let me get you myself. Hello, girls and boys. How's it going?
That.
Very glad to be back.
So
It's great to have you here.
So brave.
Very much.
Not that beautiful.
Well, depends. Yes, so issues sorted. Now we're all ready to rock.
Yeah, so instead of wasting everybody's time trying to be witty and fun, let's get into it. Okay. Welcome back to Deluxe Pro 11. In front of us with the project that we're going to keep using to keep mixing the track that we started off last week. This is the collaboration, the first collaboration we do here in the channels now, with one of you. This is a collaboration that we did with Robbie, a supporter and member of the channel for a good while now. So I assume that you're watching right now, Robbie. So, sup? How's it going? And sorry for the delay. So, without further ado, let's see what we got right now. Here we go, from the top.
Go! These skies are blue, our city grey. Drones take flight, they weave the way. Silent watchers, eyes in the sky, see it all, both low and high. Through forests dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose, are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they dance and glide, delivering, spraying side by side. A tool of peace, a weapon too, their purpose wide, their impact true. It hums a tune of tech's embrace, a dance with wind, a chase with space. From farmer's field to artist's dream, it stitches seams of Earth's great scene. From distant wars to fields of green, their present found, though seldom seen. A marvel of our modern age. Drones fly on a turn of fate. But with this power, there comes a choice to use with wisdom. It's not just a noise. To guard our skies with care and grace, and keep the peace in this shared space.
What do you think?
Me?
Yes.
Okay, so first and foremost, I think that the balance is correct. I think I can hear everything, and even when it comes to the cleanness aspect of the mix, I already feel that on the most part is not awful. But
In order, right?
what?
Kind of in order.
It's kind of in order. I feel, but what I do feel that definitely needs quite a lot of improvement is it's feeling kind of dull.
Dull
The-
is a word.
Yeah, it's missing excitement.
Well, that's obvious because so far what we have done here, last week's mix was more about getting the gain stage correctly and getting the mix to behave correctly in the sense of volume between the instruments, loudness, if that makes better sense. So let me show you something. Let's go back to the screen. Over here, you saw me opening this plugin, the Fantastic Decibel. And this is the final measurement that it gave us. Right now we're rocking minus 21 LUFS, which is a healthy doses. I think I will push it a little bit more. I want to hit a little bit something closer to maybe 20. because that's gonna give us a little bit more excitement, and also it's gonna allow us to hit the outboard gear a little bit harder to get more punch out of it. So let's do that. I'm gonna go straight to my mix now, and I'm gonna begin by pushing my feathers when it comes to the drums. I'm gonna make them a little bit louder, but here's the deal: we're rocking the SSL channel strips, so we're gonna be doing it there at that stage, at that level. So here we go. I'm gonna go straight to one of the easier sections. Let's see what we got. Check a little bit less big, aka small. And
Also known.
also known as small. And I'm gonna loop back this video. So here we go.
Through forests dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they dance and glide, delivering, spraying side by side. A tool apiece, a weapon too, their purpose wide, their impact true. Through forests dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blade, they dance and glide, delivering, spraying side by side.
Okay,
Have a good question.
go ahead.
Coming back a step. Don't know why my camera got stuck. But you can see me here.
Yes.
Mira. You made a comment on you pushing things a little bit further, a little bit hotter,
Yes.
in order to for the outboard gear to behave better. Why would the outboard gear behave better with a hotter signal?
Not necessarily better, but I want them to be fed with something a little bit punchier, so they will add a little bit more saturation, more color, and also, of course, there is the gear is also calibrated to it's expecting a certain level of signal for optimal performance, and this is the trick, and this is the difficult part when it comes to dealing with analog stuff. If you send not enough, your gear is gonna be underperforming. If you send too much, it's gonna clip and it's gonna compress. For example, a compressor is gonna compress even more than it should, and it's gonna give you little headroom. So you gotta learn your tools. If
Okay.
that makes sense, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be working on the mix again. Please restart your camera, Diego.
Yes.
Turn it on and off. Okay. So take it. Look, here's what I just did. I wanted to push my mix a little bit louder, as I explained to you, and this is what we got right now. This is the final measurement. Now we're hitting minus 21. I am much more confident and happier with that amount of input coming in. So I think we're gonna be able to play around with our mix better. Now, let's begin. I'm gonna be working on the sound of my kick and bass. Now that I got a little bit healthier and punchier sounding mix in general, and you saw that I basically just first went straight for the sound of my drums, and then from the drums I pushed the vocals, making sure that everything that was mono, which is the important part of the mix, was audible and clear to everybody to see. And from there onwards, I began to add the rest of the instrumentation, particularly the harmony, to make it feel more, once again, balanced and in order. So, since we got this going, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna show you adapter matrix AV. Adapter is the one that we use to synchronize and well, not synchronize, to actually play back and reference our stuff. Before going live, I already printed exactly the same version that we got at the beginning of this, the one that we just heard, okay? And it's already loaded here. So I'm going to be using this guy for monitoring purposes.
Through forests dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments.
I just did this quick experiment just to use the match volume option that it has to offer, And now both of the mixes, the reference point and this new mix, are slightly similar in volume without me having to do the all switcheroo. Is your camera working, Tiago?
It seems like it is
perfect.
now,
Yeah,
yes.
It was stuck for whatever reason. Okay, excellent. So let's begin. I'm gonna first see what can we do to the bass and the drums. Now you know what? Let's begin playing with the hardware. I'm gonna insert the first stage on my chain. It's gonna be my compressor. Here we go. Give me a second to entertain while I hook up stuff.
Okay, so let me go to myself once again. And what's the plan again? We're gonna do compressing, is it?
Actually, it's already hardwired.
Okay, look.
So look at that. We're gonna work with this bad boy over here. Is it visible?
This
I
slightly.
think, let me try to make it a little bit more visible.
Yes.
There it is. We're gonna work with this, and I'm gonna move this guy. So yeah, we're gonna work with this. This is the threshold. This is the attack. This is the ratio. This is the release, and this is the high pass filter that we're gonna be using quite often to let some of the sound of my of the kick drum and the bass not to click to engage the compressor. Okay. And we got makeup gain that is a little bit off screen, no problemo. Engaged, disengaged, okay? And it has a transformer that we would be testing to see if it adds a little bit more color to the sound, okay?
Yeah.
So here we go. We're gonna be applying this compressor to the entirety of the mix. Go to the next one again. Go to the rack because I gotta save that version.
Okay, so rack.
Thank you very much.
Here we are. Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah,
I moved way too soon.
yeah, no problem. Now it's set. Okay, good, it's working.
Okay.
So let's begin. I'm gonna press play, and let's see what this thing does. I'm gonna reset. Afuera. Here we go.
Through forest dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they're dancing light, delivering, spraying side by side. A tool of peace, a weapon too. Their purpose wide, their impact true. Through forest dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they're dancing light, delivering, spraying side by side. A tool of peace, a weapon too. Their purpose wide, their impact true. Through forest dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they're dancing light, delivering, spraying side by side. A tool of peace, a weapon too. Their purpose wide, their impact true.
What do you think?
No, I like it a lot. It's actually making a big difference.
Huge, right?
Yeah, because I feel it everywhere. The hi-hats are crispier, the kicks punchier.
Yeah.
And the overall sound of the mix feels a little bit more tighter and more, how can I put it?
The
More-
grass is greener.
Yeah, no, it feels more face fronting. Don't know how to put it.
Yes, it's a little bit more it's a little bit more aggressive, right? A
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit punchier sounding. That's the whole point of a compressor. The idea to apply when it comes to applying compression to a master bus is to actually glue together the mix, but also push forward the actual attack and the sound and the intensity of the performance and of the music. Let me show you. I'm gonna attempt something quite risky. So Diego, give me a second.
Where are we going
I'm
to?
gonna use the phone as a camera so I can show them exactly the parameters of what I did on the compressor.
Okay, so go
So
for
take
it.
me to the rack.
Wreck.
Thank you. Here we go. Hope, wish me luck.
You do
There
the-
is.
Okay.
Is it? It is.
Allegedly. Ah,
There
look.
is. Look at that. Huh? Okay. Look. So what I did. This is actually the exact parameters that I worked on while playing around with the mix. I might need to shout. So look, I'm far away from the microphone. So what we got here is the threshold. You can see that I actually applied a good amount of threshold, but I'm not rocking that much of a high ratio. This is like 2 ratio onto. Let me make sure it's visible. Yes, it is. The attack is actually slow because I want to let the transients go through while the compressor is engaged. Then my release is almost as set to auto because I want it to be as slow as possible so it doesn't make visible the actual effect of the compression. There is nothing worse than having a pumping compressor on a stereo bus. It's super, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Coming in and out. That's not exactly. This is not the Clockwork Orange. So the next one is the high pass filter that, as the name implies, lets the lows go through the compressor without triggering the compression. Why? Because the bass and the kick are some of the loudest, energetically speaking, instruments that would be part of any given signal. And those guys not only have plenty of energy, but also are transient driven. And a compressor is actually looking for transients to actually do its thing. So if you get high energy, transient driven instruments and information working in tandem, of course it's going to trigger the compressor more than you should.
Of course.
Yeah, look at that. So the way to avoid it is by using this high pass filter here.
Making sure.
Yeah, because I always mess them up, you know me. And the makeup gain, as you can see, I barely pushed it upwards. Why? Because the compression is usually gentle when it comes to stereo bus. Questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You made a comment on how you use the threshold and the ratio. You said you went aggressive with the threshold and went slower with the ratio.
Yes.
You can get, let's say, to put it down to a simple way of looking at things, you can get more compression by increasing ratio, or you can get more compression by making the threshold lower.
That's actually a good question. First, let's clarify what each of the different elements of the compressor does. That the ratio is the first one that you gotta look at. Why? Because the ratio is gonna dictate how much compression is gonna be applied per unit trespassing the threshold. The threshold is the next stage where you should pay attention to. Because on the threshold, you will tell the compressor how loud the signal has to be for the compression to take place, which is going to be following wherever you set on the ratio. Then, the attack and release. How fast the compressor is going to be when it comes to applying the compression. Why is that important? Transient-driven information, if you open the compressor by making the attack slow, you're going to let the punchiness, the attack, the actual transient information go through almost unscathed. In the contrary, if you set it too fast or super fast, you're going to go straight to those and clamp down on those spikes. Why would you use one or the other? On vocals, it's very useful to have a fast attack so you can compress the spikes in volume, allowing you to get a much more steady sounding signal. The same that will happen or would be said if I were to be mixing the bass. But if you're mixing drums, for example, a slower attack will allow the attack of the punch and the punch of the kick drum, for example, to go through. It depends, because if you want to extend the tail end of the release of the sound of a kick drum, for example, maybe a faster attack would be different.
Okay, so would you say that as a guideline, something kind of just as a general rule, would you say that to make something a little bit more pointy and more cutting, you would go fast, and to make something fatter, you would go slow?
No, the other way around. If you want to make something pointy, let the transients kick in. If you want something to be smoother, let the mic cake. No,
Yeah.
use the fast attack.
Yeah, no, I mix them up, but yes,
Is
that's
that- you
the
got it.
goals. Okay.
Okay. Just for S and giggles, let's do one more time another pass to the entire mix using the phone. I'm gonna be bypassing. I'm just to show them.
Yes.
Okay, so take me to the rack. I pause it. Look at that. Okay, this is actually good. Never used
Yeah.
it before like
And
this.
it connects quite quickly.
Fast. It's
Okay.
because I didn't stop the connection.
That's very good.
Okay, this is the compressor. Damn it. This is the bypass button, and this is the transformer. Let's see if the transformer adds more color. Well, it will. Let's see if it actually benefits the mix or not. Here we go.
Through forest dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they dance and glide, delivering, spraying side by side. A tool of peace, a weapon too. Their purpose wide, their impact true.
Okay, the transformer worked. I liked it a lot. Could you hear the difference there? Once the transformer was engaged.
Yes, yeah. I think it removed, it made the high end a little bit smoother.
Smoother?
And I think where it was felt the most was the snare.
Yeah.
A little bit on the hi hat, but the snare, I think it got a little bit more rounded and more interesting.
I agree.
It gained some character
I
as
agree.
well.
It's due to the extra harmonic content that is produced by the transformer.
Or as you put it the other day, which was quite cool, it grew some chest hair.
Oh yeah, finally grew spine. Yeah, basically speaking. Yeah, actually, good one. Yeah, well, it was good. It wasn't me. No, of course not. No, but actually, it's a good reference. It's something that we should use more often because it
Yeah.
actually makes sense. It grew a spine. It developed some chest hair. Now, you saw me when I was bypassing the compressor, playing around with the makeup gain, because the compression is working beautifully. But when I bypassed it, I realized that I was losing a little bit of volume. Normally speaking, it should be the way, because we're docking down. What does a compressor do? Lowers the volume of the spikes in volume, and while rising up the lower parts, but never trespassing the threshold. So of course, since we're compressing a little bit, but you saw when I showed you the meter that we were compressing, but not that much, but good enough. I realized that once I bypassed it, there was a little bit of a differential in volume. Now I compensate for it, and it's working now. Okay.
Okay.
Next station. You were about to say something?
No.
Okay, good. At this point, I would now add equalization. But since we're rocking the analog stuff, because I love analog, we're gonna go now over here. I think you can do that with the camera.
Okay, so let's
take a look.
get through it.
Allegedly.
Excellent.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
well,
take me to the that one. Thank you.
Yes.
When we're rocking the ultraviolet here, which one is the one that I use? This one. Okay. We're rocking this guy, but I think it's gonna be better if I use the phone again. So let's use the phone. The ultraviolet. Take me to the phone. Okay, what was that? Okay. Look, the ultraviolet is comprised of 1, 2, 3, 4 bands and a low cut, also known as high pass filter, and a trim knob, and that's the very reason why I bought it. This MFer, for real. But then I love it. I like it so much that I bought the second one. Okay, so this guy. This is how I usually operate. I turn off everything, set everything to Unity, make sure that everything is correctly set, because we're not dealing with plugins anymore, and we don't have presets. So I usually like to hit these two guys first, the high end, the low end, and the high end. And actually, the design makes sense, because this is actually where this thing shines. It's kind of similar to a Pultec, kind of similar to one of those, like a Magic Q as well. When it comes to the high end, it's not exactly the same as neither of both. It has its own flavor. and it has the SSL style, so it has a little bit of punchiness and grit. So, but it's clean and surgical.
And it sounds badass.
Oh, sounds great. This is your favorite piece of gear, right?
Yeah, actually.
So
Out of the
far.
bunches, yeah, I love that guy.
Look at that. What a pleb. No, actually, that's not a pleb. Okay, let's rock and roll. Bypass. You know that it's engaged when this thing is on. When it's off, it's obviously outside of the chain. Here we go.
Through forests dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they dance and glide, delivering, spraying side by side. A tool apiece, a weapon too, their purpose wide, their impact true. Through forests dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they dance and glide, delivering.
What a change! What a change! What do you think?
You went quite conservative, I think, on the highs. I don't think you pushed too much,
No, I didn't.
but the impact was actually remarkable.
Yeah,
It gained quite a lot of clarity. It opened
clarity.
up.
Yeah, that's the reason why I love it so much, and this is exactly the reason why I bought a second one, because goddamn, wasn't that badass?
Yeah.
It actually brought life to the music. It's not that the music was dull, but now it's starting to get exciting, right?
Yep.
And just to remind you, the signal path is following this order. We're coming out of the computer through the converters, then everything is spread out on the rack. Then it's summed together here in the summing bus on the dangerous stuff. From the dangerous, it hits my color palettes. From the color palettes, it's hardwired to self-destruct, but also it's hardwired to get to the chopper, to get to the warm audio, the compressor. And from the compressor, we're hitting the ultraviolet. From the ultraviolet, we're coming back to the second dangerous stuff, and we are recording to this guy. Okay, this is what we're listening to. So now let's use the second area of the equalizer, the secret sauce. The second thing, and the reason why I bought a second one again. Even though the top bands are so beautifully sculpted and they sound so nice, you could see that we are adding a little bit of honkiness to the low end. A little bit, particularly you will hear it in the attack of the bass. And I'm not angry with the mids or the highs, so maybe we could push a little bit more on the highs. Entering the low mids and low highs and mid highs bands. Both of them following the traditional SSL approach, which is picking with variable Q. But this guy has these buttons over here. This is a sniper mode because you can make the band narrower. It changes the shape of the band, allowing you to be more precise while still allowing you to move the Q and change your taste. Badass. So what's the plan? As usual, we're gonna set it to unity. We're gonna look for the problematic frequencies with this guy. This is the frequency. This is the gain. And my plan is gonna be trying to hunt down Red October. No, my movies are kind of hot today. Hunt down the
nose.
The nose, a little bit of the honkiness, and if we see fit and we find a way to use this guy to increase a little bit of the grit of the mid range, we will. So here we go. First, we're gonna look for the awful.
Through forests dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they dance and glide, delivering, spraying side by side, a tool apiece. dense and cities vast. It's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they're dancing light, delivering, spraying side by side. A tool of peace, a weapon too, their purpose wide, their impact true. Through forest dense.
How about that? So
Me?
good, right? No, everybody.
No, look, that guy, the ugly that you just removed.
Yes.
I don't even know how far I had to push it. I don't think it was that much.
Very little.
But it's not even that it makes the whole thing feel cleaner, but it just that thing was in the way, not in the sense of clutter. It
Yeah.
was in the way as in distracting in a bad way.
I agreed.
Yeah.
I agreed. Now, just for shits and giggles, let's make a comparison here. Let me just stop this. Pause it. Perfect. Let's compare the mix that we got right now with the starting point of today. The stuff that we started off with has no processing, analog processing other than the summing. So let's see. Blue stands for this we're working on right now, and orange stands for the first attempt.
Through forest dense and cities vast. It's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments, high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they're dancing light, delivering, spraying sun.
What do you think?
No, the difference is night and day.
It is huge,
Yeah.
man. It is huge, because this one is this version feels more polished, way more polished, way more. How can I put it? High res is not the word, but it feels it has more dynamics. It feels a bit more engaging. It feels a bit more glued together. Obviously, because we already applied compression to the master bus, but also we're applying a master EQ, which is enabling the track to feel enhanced, a little bit more work done on the areas that should be worked on. So if you feel free to, if you feel that you need to ask any question, please do. Okay, because one thing, this is analog stuff. You can recreate it in the box. The thing is that I can tell you that there is something that happens with analog, and it's not psychoacoustics. It's not you trying to convince yourself. It's not coping for the amount of money you spend on a box. No, it's actually there is a little bit of grit. There is a little bit of actual electricity. That is the circuits. It's everything. It respects some of the it preserves some of the things that are not translated correctly when doing everything in the box. I am a huge supporter of the idea of working in a hybrid system, and this is a hybrid system actually, because once we stop, we are going to stop with the analog gear from here onwards. Maybe not for everything, but at least at this stage for today's mix, because now we're going to be moving over the plugins, because I believe in the power of both, the power of two, the power to live. Okay, the power of many. Okay, so here we go. First, since I am no longer that angry regarding the sound of my stuff, I'm gonna try to see from the beginning. I'm gonna do an extra pass in volume of certain stuff, for example, my harmony, and I'm gonna be doing it on my mixing desk on the SSL. But this will be also the last time that I work on the SSL faders. Why? Because this is gonna mark the end of my gain station. Once I'm done with this, I'm gonna move over to Logic, and everything is gonna be done now on the mixer here in Logic. Why? Next week. Let's finish this off. Here we go. So SSL again.
dense and cities. It's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. To capture moments high and low, a bird of metal, and on they go. With whirring blades, they dance and glide, delivering, spraying side by side. A tool of peace, a weapon too, their purpose wide, their impact true. It hums a tune of tech's embrace, a dance with wind,
A chase with space.
from farmer's field to artist's dream. It stitches seams of Earth's great scene. From distant wars to fields of green, their present found, though seldom seen. A marvel of our modern age. Drones fly on a turn of fate. But with this power, there comes a choice. Use with wisdom, it's not just a noise. To guard our skies with care and grace, and keep the peace and space.
Okay, way better, right?
Yeah.
Starting to feel a bit more put together. I'm gonna take a look once again at the screen because I wanna see the mellotron. I think I can push it a little bit louder. The thing is that the mellotron only happens very few times. Let me find it. Where's it? Mellotron. Here it is. Let's loop this section back and forth. I wanna see the interaction between strings, but I think strings. Yeah, they take place on the same spot. I think I'm gonna increase the gain on this guy, just a little bit, and then I'm gonna change the gain on my SSL, the input trim. Here we go.
But with this power, there comes a choice. To use with wisdom, it's not just a noise.
Okay, yeah, the thing is that I love the interaction between these two instruments. See how beautiful the harmony becomes once both are together. It's very good. It's very, very good. But I think I'm gonna try moving them around, opening up the stereo field a little bit because both of them are busy. I haven't applied any form of equalization to them. So I can see that I already did some shenanigans with my panning. So I think I might move the strings a little bit further to their side. Here we go.
But with this power, there comes a choice. To use the noise, to guard our skies with care and grace, and keep the peace in this shared space.
What do you think?
I already think that it feels clear.
Way clearer, right?
Yeah.
It's now a little bit more. It's way more musical. The space is more open. There is a little bit more of air happening, and the whole operation is better. In my opinion, it's sounding already way better. Now, I'm gonna begin effing around with the sound of my core instruments. And as I said before, we're gonna stop using the faders on the SSL console because at this stage I consider that my volume, the balance of my instruments, it's very representative of my vision for the mix. So that, with that being said, all of the passes, everything that requires volume is going to be done now in Logic. Why? Because the SSL channels are always my first plugin on every single one of my strips, channel strips in my Logic session. There's a comment?
Yes, so Robbie is saying here, I was just about to say it's more musical, but you beat me to it.
Yeah, that's what happens. Okay, let me just have a sip of water. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna begin. Let's take a look at the sound of our bass and our kick, both together. Let's take a. I'm gonna get a sample out of this section. It's gonna be because we got just one bass, not two. Yeah, one bass, one kick and two basses. Let's sing. Kick drum and bass. Can you notice a little bit of a clouding thing on the bass?
Yes,
Do you or you're just doing the payola thing?
just payola.
Okay, so let me play it back again. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Please pay attention to the sound of the. There is a little bit of a honkiness on the bass. Once again, this is one of those tough spots to appreciate. But if you close your eyes, if you do this, you will. I think super obvious.
Yeah, there's a bit of a cardboardiness.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah.
I get you. Let's apply this. I'm gonna use. I'm gonna insert a plugin on top of my plugins. On my template, I usually have the SSL 4K channel strip because it has a very badass sounding preamp that we're gonna use. But before that, I wanna do some shenanigans with my face. I'm gonna insert before the SSL, the channel strip. I'm gonna go for another channel strip. This is the guitar strip. Here it is. This bad boy is very good because one of the things that I like, and this is the only reason why I recommend you to get it, besides of having a very badass sounding equalizer and a little bit of drive, it has this face thing. But I'm gonna do it differently. My mistake. And look at that, I already have it inserted. We don't need to use this guy. I'm gonna explain to you right away. I almost ruined the mix. Let me just have some order here. There you go. Look, I have it already here on my D bass. What is this? This plugin has this particular area, which is the phase correction function, which actually allows you to use a sidechain instrument, which in this case I have it routed already as part of my template to my bass amp channel, which is this guy over here. That means that this guy is already aligning them, trying to align them as much as possible phase-wise. Let's see. Very much in line, so it's working. Now, let's see if we can apply a little bit of EQ on the D bass, because there is that nose that is taking place once both of those instruments, those tracks play together. You remember the sound, Teo?
Yeah.
Can you recite it to us? That one, exactly. Look at that view. Nah, of course not. No, it's a little bit too honky. So I'm gonna try to find it using these guys. So let's see. I'm gonna first select my gain on my mid frequency, and I'm gonna try to find it here. I think it's gonna be somewhere here. How? It's experience. Here we go. Huh? Huh? Okay. So, yeah, sorry for being a little bit. Yeah. No, for real, that was experience. Again, that's my ears, my trained ears, if you wanna use that terminology. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm gonna one thing. This is badass. If you do this, auto listen. It actually mutes when you are moving. It isolates only this frequency that you're working with.
Okay.
It's good. Okay, so now that we know that that's the one that sucks, we're gonna remove all of the solos. Let's play. Let's cut that off while the track's playing.
In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue.
I even felt that I could lower the volume of the bass a little bit more now that it's cutting through better.
Yeah, it was popping a
It
lot
was
more.
popping now that it's clean. It was like a little bit too loud, But I could apply a little bit more to it, but we'll see. More I could go a little bit more on when it comes to volume, but it's already working. Now I will apply a little bit of compression to this guy, but just a tiny bit. Here we go.
In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray.
Could you see the difference?
Yeah, it's subtle, but it's actually making it a little bit punchier.
Yeah, and actually in here, you could see that I changed the mode from medium to fast. This is a good example on when to use which. By using the fast, I am clamping on the very pointy moments on which the notes are being played. The tun, 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 the tun. So the other guys, tun, 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 the groovy ones, are the ones that are now more even in volume when compared to the louder note, making it feel now more consistent, right? Again, we're applying this compressor not to the sum of both, just to the DI. Okay? Now, I'm going to apply a little bit of distortion to the DI. Let's see. We got bass amp, of course. Let's try it out. And let's do something stupid.
Not for a change.
Not for a change. And I'm going to do something very ridiculous. Why? We got a mix knob. So we're going to blend in. So here you go.
In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flights.
How about that?
Quick question: the mix knob is the whole plugin?
No, it's just the distortion.
Ah, okay.
It's just the distortion.
Okay.
And that actually lets the distortion to be, I can go aggressive, and by docking it down, adding it a little bit to the sound of the bass, little by little, we got a little bit more of the attack. It's because I am exciting the harmonics that corresponds to the sound of the notes rather than the release, if that makes sense to you. Yeah. Okay, it's sounding better.
Yes.
So let's mix it again, but now in the context of the drums alone. For this exercise, I'm gonna dock down. Sorry. I'm gonna mute everything that is not bass and drums. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of the low cut on my bass because it feels super dark. unlike Beyonce. Okay, now here we go. I'm gonna be applying the cut on my SSL channel strip, modern Beyonce to be precise, until I reach a point in which I feel that I didn't kill off the fatness of my bass and my mix, while finding the spot on which, you know what I mean. There is that a little bit of too much boominess. Here we go. What the hell? Oh. Sorry, wrong. I pressed the wrong button. Good.
Yep.
I kind of lied to you because I also worked on the kick. Let me show you. No, I went once I was happy with the sound of my bass. I went straight to my channel strip, controlling the kick drum, and as you can see, I played around with the low cut. I cut just a half, not that much, but good enough, because this is a very low end kick. Now that we're on the kick, I'm gonna change to a different equalizer, and I'm gonna try to get rid of some of the. Listen to it first. It's killing me. Let's clean it up. I'm talking about the like if you're playing basketball. Listen to it. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
It's very clear. Let's fix. How about that?
Much better.
Much better, right?
Much better, yes.
I feel that I can even push a little bit more the low end of my kick, but we are right now mixing in solo, and I always tell you not to do it. I just did this because I wanted to get familiar with the sound of the problems that are part of the low end. Let's bring back the rest of the mix and let's see if it's actually not fat enough. And I don't know about you, but I'm sick of listening to that bit.
In skies of blue, our city grey, drones take flight, they weave the way, silent watchers, eyes in the sky, see it all, both low and high, through forest dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose, are unsurpassed, to capture moments.
It's grooving.
Yeah.
It's starting to groove. Like it. Now let's take a look at the sound of the bass again. I'm gonna select it here just to make sure, because unlike Luna, in here Logic doesn't follow the channel strip that I select here. I got it here now. That's a blessing in disguise, actually.
Yeah.
Because that allows you to keep the controls here while you work with this one. So it allows you to work with both two channels at the same time. In Luna, they move across depending on which one you got selected here, because in here I can select something different and it's gonna follow that. Okay.
Okay.
So you can have them spread. Where? Okay, we're gonna. I was about to show you the bass, so let me select it here. Okay. First, let's apply a little bit of the preamp that I so much hyped up. Let's listen to it first.
With whirring blades, they dance and glide, delivering, spraying side by
Even the kick, right?
Yeah.
You start feeling
Yeah.
this slamming thing, so good. That, kids, is the reason why you should mix with distortion. Distortion is such a beautiful, wonderful thing because it actually makes rock and roll what it is. But also, when mixing, it allows you to beautify the sound of your signals without the need of having to go bananas, and it does it in a very musical way. Unlike a compressor or an equalizer, distortion when dialed to taste and correctly in a tasteful manner actually allows for the instruments to shine better in a way that feels almost invisible. I don't know if it makes sense.
Kinda.
Okay, that didn't sound that convinced, but wherever, trust me, bro. Okay, so I'm gonna work a little bit on my channel strip now on the bass. Let's do a little bit of routing. I'm gonna change the position of my stuff. You can see the position is changing here, on there, and that's where the position of my channel strip is displayed. How the order of the different elements of the channel strip are being ordered. Right now, as it is right now, it's hitting the filters. From the filters, it hits the compressor, and then from the compressor hits the EQ. That sounds like a good idea, because so far we have only done stuff to the filters, and I'm gonna use the filters to clean up the low end. Then I'm gonna compress using the built-in compressor of the channel strip, and then I'm gonna EQ to test. Okay, let's begin with the compressor. This is the coveted SSL channel strip compressor from the SSL 4000. Very colorful, very enigmatic,
Mysterious.
No, it's very punchy. It's very punchy and colorful, and it has plenty of attack. And given the nature of this bass line, very groovy, it's gonna do wonders, allegedly. So let's play around with it. I'm gonna use this ratio and compress to taste. That's the beauty of analog stuff. Straight to point. No, nothing fancy. Nothing is cute. It's just what it is. Here we go.
In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray, drones take flight. In skies of blue, our city gray.
Okay. Do I like it? Don't know. Why? I like what it's doing, but at some points I feel that it's jumping. It's making itself way too present. And I have a high ratio already. I'm applying a lot of compression already. Don't know if I should stick to it, being very frank. Because I feel that this is a job for something a bit more precise. But I also love what it's doing to the rest. So how about if we use a cascading compression chain? I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'm gonna do a little bit of EQing, and since we're gonna be cascading this bad boy to something else, I'm gonna apply some EQ in a cleaning fashion. I'm gonna remove some stuff. Okay.
Okay, Robbie
Go.
is making a comment here. He says, what would be good is to adjust the bass when there is more notes being played during the chorus.
Adjust the bass, maybe. Yeah, maybe. When something like an automation run. But first, I want to control the dynamics because we got plenty of stuff going on. The thing is that there are some notes that are jumping more than they should. The compressor is actually giving us a consistent sound to the whole thing, but at the same time is pushing certain things a little bit louder than they should. It's not necessarily my jam at this stage, but since I like what he's doing, let me cue a little bit.
Yeah, because he's making another comment.
Yep.
I hear a slight nose is still in the bass.
Yes.
It may be the extra saturation, he's saying.
Yeah, okay. Look, we're already thinking something similar because I'm going to do first, I'm going to remove the instrumentation again. And because that way, let me see which one. Here's. I'm going to remove the instrumentation for now. Drums, kick, and bass. And I'm gonna apply a little bit of EQ into the bass, so I can remove some of that noise that is popping. Then I'm gonna apply compressor right after this channel strip, and then let's see what happens. Here we go. Okay, that's already better sounding. But still, I don't feel that we got that steady groove going. I'm gonna apply after the sound of this guy, I'm gonna put another compressor. Let's try, what could be good? I'm gonna try the 1178. There is a little. Here is. This is not 1176. This is the 1178, but it's similar. Okay, it has a completely different sound, but not completely different sound. It's a similar. It's a very similar circuit, but it has plenty of color. That's why I picked this guy up. Let's try with this warm saturation. So it's gonna add a little bit of extra color, and I'm gonna play around with my mix knob. I'm gonna do some parallel compression here. So here we go. Let's set the attack fast, the release slow, and I know this is one of those compressors that boils my blood because they do everything the other way around. Here we go. Done? But let's try the mix thing. Here we go. I'm gonna be removing a little bit of the overly compressed. I'm gonna be blending the compressed and non-compressed signal, and I will compress a little bit harder with this. Here we go. That was good. What do you think?
Yep, you tackled it from a perspective of trying of keeping the sound under control, and of course it's doing that. But honestly, where it's shining here is on the extra dirt,
Yes.
on the character, the color that's adding to the sound. It's really cool.
100%. That's the reason why you have to learn to use your tools. Not just because this is a similar sounding, this is a similar circuit to the 1176. This is not your dad's 1176. This is the 1178. But it's a color thing, and that's why it's important for you to learn to use your tools. Not because you got the same, it's going to do the same. They have different uses. And this thing with the color is excellent, right? The saturation thing in here is very, very good.
Yeah.
I didn't even bother with the ratio. The 4:1 ratio was working, but let's do something more insane, like 12. Here we go. It worked better.
Yeah.
The kick drum is now ballsy as balls, like big balls. The guy from Doge. Do you hear that?
No.
Elon Musk hired a kid, 19 years old, and he's one of the guys who have been discovering all of the interesting uses for the taxpayers' money in America. And they dox it. The mainstream media dox him because he had the goal of having a handle on Twitter. It was at big balls. That was their only argument. Just saying. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. So he's doing it. I'm happy. Let's see with the rest. It's cutting through.
Yeah.
It's going through. It's feeling it much more exciting. Excellent. Let's do one more thing before we go. I'm gonna. You know what? Let's go analog again. Do it. Okay. Let me just do the routing first. Let me. What the hell's this? My back. Okay.
Okay, so let me take a second here then with the girls and the boys. Just to let you know that let me know what you think of the previous compressor, because actually I only saw it for the first time. I had never seen you using that guy, the 1178. I like it quite a lot. And let us know what you think. Let us know any question that you might have. That's why we do it live.
Okay. Look at that. Professionalism at its finest.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this thing is going. Take me there. Yes, Queen. Okay,
What are you gonna do?
we're gonna be using the Trident to mix, to add a little bit of extra jankiness, color and fun to the sound of the kick and the bass. Let me make sure that I have them routed correctly. So let's go to the computer.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, let me take a look first. Output 9 is outputting the bass. What I want to see is my kick. Oh. My kick is output 9. Perfect.
So it's correct.
Let's go. Brandon. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure that my wiring is correct, because I might be rocking a different trident. Trident 1.
Okay.
Trident 1.
What might be the mistake that you're facing?
The mistake that I'm facing might be wrong connection.
Okay.
Wrong wiring here on the then.
Yeah, that's what you get for being way too daring.
Yeah. Okay.
So, are we ready?
No. I'm gonna test. I'm gonna try the pull fake. Okay.
Pull
Here we go.
fake.
Pull fake.
That's another one.
There it is. Pull fake. Ready? Here we go. So nice, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, but it's delivering. It's giving us quite a lot more. It's rounding out, first and foremost, and it's making more focused.
It is. It is. It's starting to get a little bit more punchy as well. So it's basically that. Now let's see. Let's make a comparison point with the original. Let's go from the top, and let's do it. From the top, we're gonna be making fun. Sorry, referencing the starting point. So let me just find the plugin. That's Magic Creepy. Here we go, from the top. And again, just for you to remember, blue stands for what we did so far. Orange stands for the starting point. Let's do it from the top. Sorry, because I forgot to bring the vocals back. Here we go, from the very top. Here we go.
In skies of blue, our city grey, drones take flight, they weave the way, silent watchers, eyes in the sky, seeing all, both low and high, through forests dense and cities vast, it's a journey's purpose, silent watchers.
Let me see what's wrong. We lost one side of the mix.
Forest dense and cities vast. It's a journey's purpose are unsurpassed. In skies of blue, our city grey, drones take flight.
Okay, we will have to address that later. But so far, I think we did a huge improvement over the mix.
Yeah.
Right now we got an issue here with some of the wiring, but I will fix it as soon as this is over. Don't worry. But what did we learn today, Thiago?
We learned that analog gear sounds pretty good.
It does, right?
Yes.
It very much does. But also, we dealt a lot with distortion and how much it actually improved the sound and the character of the mix.
Indeed.
It's starting to grow a pair. It's starting to develop some form of actual genius as well. And I think we managed to deal to push the song quite forward because one of the core elements and the reason why I went straight to the bass and the kick is because bass and kick are super important for this kind of music, this genre, or at least this song in particular because it's very groovy driven,
Yeah,
groove
yeah.
driven rather than rhythmically driven. The groove is very, very, very catchy, and it's kind of like the center, the cornerstone of the track.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And while the trick that I showed you using different stages of compression allowed for the creation of this tone. So please practice those. Also, you saw the use of parallel mixing. Using the mixing knob, that was a little bit of a wet-dry compression circuit. That 1178 is a very good plugin made by Pulsar Audio. Totally recommended. It behaves like your 1176, but it has that character that Thiago mentioned, plus the added benefit of having the mix knob.
Yeah, but the color coming from that guy was actually impressive.
Very cool,
really,
right?
really cool. Yeah, yeah.
Very, very cool. So in a nutshell, that would be it. I hope you enjoyed this one, and stay tuned next week. We're going to start off in time. We shouldn't be facing issues with the internet again.
Yeah.
And well, if you like support this kind of content and this channel, this is a new channel. We just released it a week ago. So please support it by leaving a like, ringing the bell, and of course by subscribing. You're going to be prompted with more content such as this one. And actually, this is not just live streams. We are going to be uploading for those who might be watching that are new to this. We actually upload every week a video containing some information pertaining mixing and music production. And there is also going to be excerpts of all of the live streams focusing on a particular piece of information. So if you happen not to be able to watch the entire thing, we will drop some of the golden nuggets that from time to time happens and takes place during this live stream in a much more easy to consume. I don't like to use that word, but you get me. Format. So with that being said, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for watching, and listen to our music, please, on Apple Music or Spotify if you wanna enjoy some badass prog rock. And also, please follow us on social media, such as Instagram and X, because that's the best way for you to get in touch with us on a much more personal basis and ask more questions regarding this. Hopefully next week we will be able to even live stream on X as well. Okay, so as usual, if this is the first time we met you, well, I gotta remind you that you should never let anybody tell you what to dream about. And remember that we will see you when we see you.